already?
No, I'm good. Okay, starting.
Are you going to be in it too?
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Okay, so, first question. What is your job title?
Youth pastor at Bagley Swamp Church.
Okay. Is that a career you always wanted to pursue?
It was something that kind of spurred on after, like, looking back on my life and recognizing where I was at that point when I was about 17 years old, working in different jobs after school, and just wanting to try something different at first. Working with my local church that I was a part of in my youth group, I got a chance to do a couple really cool, responsible things like go and lead games and pray and even sometimes even like teach from time to time. But it wasn't until probably when I was about 19 years old that I really had an opportunity to like figure out that you know what, this college thing is really hard, but and that the job that I was doing at that time, I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life because I wasn't really helping people. I was just wanting to make more money and do that kind of thing, and just dealing with a lot of the things that I felt like weren't really helping people the way that I was probably made to do. So,
what kind of struggles have you endured while pursuing that career?
the biggest struggles was probably not knowing what the end was going to be like, whether that's challenges from graduating high school to the inevitable, where am I going to go to college, or how's this going to work out financially, to going to community college for 2 years. Kind of getting a feel for what college was like was a good option for me. And during that time, I felt like, I need to have, pursue different type of education. At that point, just having a business degree wasn't probably going to cut it in where I was really wanting to, felt led to go to. But God got a hold of my heart, and he really knew that just through some prayer and some guidance of some great people that give me a lot of guidance at that point in my life. Just kind of helped me to see the giftings and know that I could be a part of someone's life bigger than just myself. And so going to Southern Wesleyan University was a great challenge for me. Moving away from home over 6.5 hours, and doing schoolwork that was a lot more difficult than I'd ever been challenged with before. School was not always the easiest thing for me, and that was probably one of the challenges. Was just being able to get as much understanding as I could, but also working really diligently hard and not procrastinating, because that's easy to do sometimes. But and giving up a really good job to go to Southern was kind of hard at first, knowing that I made really good money being a manager. So that was a little bit difficult at first, but I just knew that wasn't what I was made to do. And looking back on that now, it's a whole lot easier to see that, where going in it was like, what is the end going to be like? I don't know what to do. So.
Okay, so what kind of advice would you give someone like me who isn't sure quite what they want to do?
They'll always say, dream big dreams and everything is possible. But in some regards, I think that there is something special and something significant about you, and part of your talent and the abilities that you have right now, you're still figuring those out. And it does feel like once you graduate high school that you've got to have everything planned out. You got to know when you first graduate and get a step off that stage, you got the diploma in your hand, that boom, you got to know what college you're going to, you got to know what your career is going to be, and really, that's okay not to know that. It's been over 5.5 years in college myself. I had 2 degrees, but it was 2-year community and 4-year college, but I felt like I was a little behind. But a lot of that pressure was kind of undue, a lot of that pressure felt like, I've got to have this formatted in my mind and planned out perfectly, but it really is not like that at all. Good things come, sometimes the impossible, can happen, but that's the thing, you've got to stay really hopeful, and don't always do something for the money, because that's probably not going to be the thing that's inevitably going to really sustain and make you feel good about what you do. Knowing that everybody's got to have their collective, part in society and culture and character and being a citizen and all that stuff, but recognizing too, you're here to make a difference, not just for your own pocketbook or for your own whatever you can collect, you, through whatever you do, can make a benefit in someone else's world, in their life. And always keep that at like the forefront of your mind. Whatever that is, whatever that kind of vicinity is. But don't put too much pressure on yourself. If you put too much pressure on yourself, it's going to be overwhelming. And then you go into your college and you're going to try something. And it's okay. It's like an experiment sometimes. But always work really passionately, really hard at whatever you're doing, even if you don't really like it. Those classes you look back on that you had to take and you didn't care about them very much, and you're like, oh, I don't really need them. Well, some of those actually, like, it's amazing how classes that I took that maybe aren't the things I'm doing today or have totally forgotten kind of helped me in a lot of ways to find different areas of my life. And, you know, it even helped me to study really hard if it was a really difficult assignment, even though, you know, I don't know what I'm doing with it today, but it just taught me work ethic and to really work hard and to know that, you know, in the end of the day, did I do my best? And who knows what God's dreams are for your life and what your career path may take you on. But it's amazing, you know, but don't put too much pressure on yourself.
Okay, thank you. I think that's all the questions I have. Well, thank you so much for letting me interview you.
You're very welcome.